Brad, at the beginning of the year, you think back to say, this is, the first game. That was chapter 1. You're about to do chapter 34.
Sure.
How have you liked the book, and what do you expect from this last chapter?
Yeah, we've enjoyed the book. We've grown as a group throughout the season. We've had many challenges. We've challenged ourselves with high standards. And I think for the most part, we've come through. But we're not talking about anything we've done yet. And that's a big term for us. We've done nothing yet. So while we have nice memories for 33 match days, 34 is where it counts, and then because that gets us into momentum going into the playoffs. So that's the type of energy we've approached these last couple of days since Vancouver, and we've taken things really seriously. So we're excited about Saturday.
And as it feels going into a decision day with so much at stake around the league, and for you guys, it's you don't have anything specifically riding on this game.
Yeah, we challenged ourselves early on to win the next game, and we get out the blocks with 5-0, and then momentum starts carrying us through the rest of the season. And we've always found a way. Match day 34, should pose no differences to our mentality on the day, and sticking to what we believe in and our principles. So with that set in mind, again, nothing data wise or picture wise or league wise. We just want to be the best version of ourselves come match day 34, because that sets us up going into the playoffs.
Bradley, Seattle leads the league in clean sheets, second best in goals allowed. What do you expect from Seattle this Saturday? Yeah,
listen, they're an example of what traditionally success looks like in the MLS. They're a really strong team. They come good at the right moments, and they finish off final place. So they're a dangerous team, and they're really stout defensively. They're very tough to break down. They're very physical. They're very combative. They break down the plays at midfield if they need to, and they break down plays around their box and clear their box and defend their box really well. So, it's a tough nut to crack, but it's a great challenge for us. And, I think it's now been 6-7 games since Orlando, and I said that's what a feeling like a real playoff match was. So our mentality going into these last couple of games, nothing's changed with our mentality, thinking about what playoffs could and should look like, and what a perfect opponent, to welcome here at CITYPARK with the likes of Seattle. So we're really excited about this match for our fans. We expect a raucous crowd. We expect a celebration, and we're excited.
Coach, last time you saw Seattle was in April. The match didn't go your way. The ending of that match played a big factor. Have you looked at that match at all leading into this one, or do you see it more as both teams have evolved from where you were at that point?
Yeah, I think so much, has gone on since match day 3, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, there's been a lot going on since then. We tried, a different way, different system, different shape. And I thought for 72 minutes until the wonder goal from Josh Tensio, threw a spanner in the works. So, having that said, I thought we played a good account of ourselves on the road, and we were tough to play against, and that's all we wanted from the group at that point. So just thinking about, it wasn't match day 3, it was match day 6, I think 6 or 7. Yeah. So just thinking how we've evolved since then. I think we've grown as a group in leaps and bounds, and we've learned from moments like that, and hopefully we can put everything into, a nice picture on match day 34 to see what we've grown into.
Can you talk a little bit about the scrimmage you had this past weekend? How was it? What did you see?
Yeah, it was good. Getting our group involved, trying to take a bit of intensity with us into the weekend, because we want to end the week of training on a high. And again, it was great to play against, us, which is awesome. We had some guys come up from the U17s. We had Carson Locker playing. We had City 2 boys playing against us. So really good. They put us through our paces and gave us a challenge for 60 minutes. We had 2 groups out there playing 60 minutes. So again, the load was very important. And then some of the little characteristics of what we want to do against Seattle were on display there too. So yeah, we had some learnings out of that game for sure.
Coach, watching practices this week, no doubt they're still intense, maybe even more so. How do you keep the players all focused when there's so many distractions? This is a distraction. There's already planning for Sunday pep rally, but Saturday's first.
Yeah, we try and block out the noise for sure. We try and focus, and I think we have a very dedicated group based on good experiences, whether it's the guys from Europe or whether it's like the Jared Stroud, Tim Parkers of the world who've been in the league a while and know exactly when's the important time of the season. And now we're in the business end of the season. So I think it's been pretty easy for us to blend, fun and intensity and purpose in training, accompanied with our principles. So again, the group's been amazing, and it's made my life, a lot easier not to worry about, hey guys, let's not, take our foot off the gas. I think the way this group has been primed from day one is to play, with a lot of intensity on and off the field. And we always wanted to train more intense than the games. That's the thing. We want to make it harder than the games, because when the games arrive, then the game should be easier. Decisions should be easier to find on the field. So we try as a group to give us good pictures, what the game weekend suggests or presents. And that's how we plan our training sessions throughout the week. So, again, credit to the group. The group's been amazing so far.
Coach, and then as far as the health of the group goes, Blom had a long trip back to St. Louis, and Indy, I think, had a short stint, may have been banged up in his time with the Olympic team. How's everybody looking ahead of this weekend? Yeah,
I think good. I mean, Rasmus, we're still progressing, and he's looking good for the weekend, but, in some form or fashion, he might be used. And then just thinking, how we get Indy back. Obviously, Jobs has a long travel. Sometimes it might make more sense to fly from Ivory Coast straight to Frankfurt, and then Frankfurt to St. Louis direct. Unfortunately, he had to go back down and then all the way up, so which, took about 20 hours, out of his journey and reintegration with the group and recovery. So again, we're just managing, guys arriving late and seeing where they are and hopefully put them into spots to be successful on the weekend. Yeah.
Is getting the record for most points for an expansion team something that you would like to get out of this weekend?
No, winning the next game. Mm-hmm. So winning the next game does that, right? And we're not thinking of what's ahead in 3-4 weeks' time. We're thinking about the next game, and that's the way we've tackled this week. It's the way we've tackled every single week, and with the vision to win our next game. And sometimes we've been successful, sometimes we haven't. But it doesn't change what we think and how we work, and where we want to get to as a group. So again, win the next game mentality has always been kind to us this season, and that's what we do. If it's a result of good work and a process and a structure, and we win it and we get it, then that's just the way it's meant to be.
What's been your decision day experiences in the past? You probably come into a lot of them where there was, iffier situations for you. Yeah,
there's been times where we've been runaway, not supporter shield winners, but that went into the final day. Atlanta lost, we won, and then put them at the post to win the supporter shield. But then, there were times where we just snuck in. During my time as an interim, snuck into 6th place eventually on decision day. But yeah, those are all vivid memories, and I don't really think much about the past. Really, I don't.
Has it been a nervous day for you in the past?
No, not at all. I think it, it affects the outside world more than it does the players and the coaches. I think if you're prepared, and I think if you're confident and brave, I think, there's many things that can be achieved. And for me, the work shouldn't be done on decision day. It should be done on match day 1.
Roman, at the beginning of the season, even before the team play a game and the schedule came out, week 34 against Seattle, did you think anything about that game?
No, not at all. Why should I? We started as an expansion team in the season, and I think all we were thinking about was the first game, and just like we were excited to finally start. I think nobody was thinking about this game.
And what do you remember from that game at Seattle that the team ended up losing 3-0?
I think that we had a decent game. Until we conceded the first goal, then everything broke a little bit down. But it was also on turf. They are used to play on turf. We weren't, so there were different factors. And but now they have to come here to CITYPARK with our fans, and we know all about the energy they give us, at home, and how we feel at home, how we play at home, and it's going to be a different game.
Tom? What do you look for? What do you look to get out of this game?
3 points, if possible, clean sheet. No, it's like we just want to win the game. We prepare every game that that we want to win the game. You know, we go into the game because we believe in each other that we can win the game, and that's the same, and that's going to be the I would say the plan for the rest of the games.
But is it more important how you play rather than the result?
It's definitely about how the mentality is in the team. I think we should not take it on the easy shoulder. I would say, like, you know, we are already first in the West. We are already in the playoffs. I think we should take it as an actual and a serious game, because I think the opponent we're going to play in the playoffs has another game, and on Wednesday, the decision to qualify, right? So they have two very important games, and they are focused already. So we should make sure that we are focused too, because we have one game less than our opponent in the playoffs, and that's a difficult part for us, to be focused already now, to be ready in the playoff when it comes, to the first round.
Yeah, say, how is this for you? You're used to the season ends and the season ends. Game 34 is the last one, but now it's a bridge to the next games. How does that feel for you?
Yeah, I was thinking about how I handle this, but it's just a word, playoff, you know. I mean, it's just going on. For me, I just don't use the word playoff at home, you know. So I just think, like, we have another game. The season isn't finished yet, and it's just like game day 35 then, and that's it. That's how I deal with it. So I'm going to prepare the same, and my focus is going to be the exact same. Then it's a regular season game.
Roman, a lot's been made about Seattle's defense, but offensively, they might not have scored a lot of goals, but their XG is one of the highest in the conference. Do you feel like, given that juxtaposition, there's added pressure on you as the keeper to stop maybe some higher percentage chances?
Me personally, I'm not really looking at stats, to be honest. I just try to do my job, you know, prepare myself as good as possible during the week, and then that I have a good feeling on Saturday on the field. So I don't really look at these stats. We know about the qualities that Seattle has with all the offensive power and the qualities, but we have good defensive line. The whole team is working. If the whole team is working good defensive-wise, I'm not worried about at all.
And you personally have obviously been nominated for Goalkeeper of the Year in the MVP conversations. Have you let any of that in to your psyche? And do you feel like going into this last game, there's an extra desire to finish strong for any of those purposes?
No. I play for my team. I want to do the best that I can. I want to be the best version that I can be on the weekend. You know, every time when I play, I wanna have a good game, a clean game, and that's basically all I can do. You know, I try to help the team, and all the other stuff comes by itself. I was never thinking about being in a MVP discussion, or Goalkeeper of the Year was never in front of my eyes or in my head. You know, I just try to be a good goalkeeper for my team.
After having played every regular season game, what was it like to watch in Vancouver?
Yeah, it's always hard to watch for me. Even when I watch my team on TV, there's always a little bit more pressure because I can't really do much. You know, you're looking from outside. You are not really involved, and sometimes I have the urge to like say something. You know, it's hard. It's hard, and especially then with the result that was not good. It was difficult to see, to watch from outside, but. At the end of the day, Ben, of course, deserved that game because he's a good guy and he works hard every day in training. And so I was happy for him that he had a good game.
How have you felt about how the team has looked in practice coming off this long break and coming off the Vancouver game?
I would say we needed one day to come back in, to be totally back into the rhythm, I would say. But now I feel good, you know. I feel the exercise we did today was fun, and also like, you know, like on a high quality, intensity was good. So I feel prepared.
At the beginning of the year, you was like, okay, you know, the goal was compete for a playoff spot, and here it is. It's the last week of the season, and you guys have already accomplished that. I mean, I think many of us thought when you say compete for a playoff that it would come down to pretty late in the season to get in or not. How does it feel to like be at this point when you look back at how you felt at the beginning of the year that, wow, this is, easily achieved?
Yeah, I wouldn't say easily. We put in a lot of work. So of course we are happy. We are happy with that. But like the coach said, it's not over yet. I mean, now it counts. We had a good season so far, but we are not talking about. We are happy about how the season was. We are happy about how the season is and will be. So we are looking forward to the next games, and we want to go as far as possible.
Andy Banker from Fox 2. He just touched on it, Tom did. But do you allow yourself to go back to match day one and think about where you were personally and as a team and compare your level of expectation and your confidence and what you're able to do and what your goals might be now as compared to then? You mentioned your relationship with the fans. I mean, that was a big question mark. Who knew what City Park was going to be like, what that atmosphere? But now you have all these matches behind you, and you're embarking on an even bigger adventure with bigger stakes. How do you look at that now?
Of course, we improved during the season because we had very successful games. We had some setbacks, like disappointed like games where it didn't go our way. But we always stick together. We never left some discussion or important discussions. Never left the facility room. That's how it should be. We always discuss everything together, and sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's not easy to say some things to someone straight into the face, but it has to be done, and I think we improved in that too. So we grew together, and I think where we're at now is just like, I would say, a big step ahead than we were game day one, and we are very confident, of course. Playing in our stadium was always is always a big thing for everyone here, even though we are match day 34, and we are looking forward to play at home, and even also the first playoff game to play at home. At this point, I don't feel any pressure because we are good and we feel confident.